Hey, y'all, listen, happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. And listen, I want to say we lost an hour last night, this morning, however you want to look at it. Are y'all okay? Because we lost an hour of sleep. Are y'all okay? Listen, I'm trying to work things out, okay? I'm trying to work it out because we lost an hour, but I'm here early because I got to take my son back to school later on. So I figure, you know what? I wasn't on yesterday because I was in the streets. I was in the streets yesterday and I had a good time. I had a really nice time yesterday. So, you know, I don't know if y'all know, but the one flowers was given to me by my neighbor. Aren't they beautiful? They still holding strong. I got to let her know too. My neighbor gave me these because I helped her out with something. God bless her. Beautiful. She didn't have to do it, but she did. That was sweet, right? And oh my gosh, look at these. So the event I went to last night, this was the centerpieces. And my friend said, oh, you could take one. Ain't it gorgeous? Look how beautiful is it? Yes. I was in the streets last night and I had a really, really good time. But you know, you got to get back to work. The grind continues. Even if I'm hanging out, it's still a grind. Okay? And I see my moms out in the street. Katrina, thank you so much. You be holding the diva down out there modding those streets. I appreciate you. So listen, people. It's a early Sunday trending topics. Well, early for me. It's 4:17 out here in Jersey. I don't know where everybody from. But you know what? It's the early trending topics for me because listen, life goes on. Okay? And tonight's title is simple. It's called conflict. That's the title for tonight. It's called conflict. We got this Maryland hairstylist. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to be very honest with y'all. It's harder to remain calm versus to react. It really is. It is harder to remain calm. I need somebody to catch that. I need people to catch that. It is harder to remain calm than it is to react. I do slip. Listen, I'm human. But for most of y'all, if I'm older than y'all, you know, I got more experience in this. Because when I was younger, boom, I used to pop off. I was that chick that if you stepped to me, I stepped to you. If you had something to say to me, then I had something to say to you. I was that girl. But you live and you learn. And if you're smart and you're interested in growth, you grow. And you learn that everything doesn't require a response. Just because somebody put the cards on the table don't mean you got to pick them up. You got to be smarter. When you know better, you do better. Now, this hairstylist is young. She only 18. I'm going to give her grace, but see, the problem is that some mistakes cost you big. And it impacts your life. So the hairdresser, she did a style for the girl. She installed this girl's hair. It's a conflict. Who knows who's telling the truth? The girl cashed app the payment, and the mother claims that the girl sent the cash app to the wrong person. But why would she try to run out? Why wouldn't she just say, look, I thought I cashed apped you. I cashed apped somebody wrong. It's conflict. It's conflict. So when the girl went to running, the hairstylist went to dragging. And she dragged baby girl back in that shop by her hoodie. Now the stylist is in trouble. She about to have a whole civil suit. And the video has been seen, if I heard correctly, and somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, 54 million times. Talking about viral. We're going to talk about it. And then the next story, this track star. You know, it's something about, you know, to me, sports and children in sports is more about, to me, them having some extracurricular activities so they're not in the house just playing video games or chatting with people that's miles away from them or chatting with a derelict that's going to convince them to come to their house and then something terrible happens to them. Extracurricular activity for me is not necessary. I'm going to put my son in basketball so that I could pray that he gets in the NBA and saves the whole family. No, extracurricular activity is so you have something you do. Y'all can't hear me? Miss Minnie said there's no sound. Can y'all not hear me? Let me know if nobody's hearing me. All right, so I'll continue on. Can you major changes? Can everybody hear me? Okay, major changes says she can hear me. I'm gonna carry on. Thank you so much for that confirmation, everybody, that y'all can hear me. So this track star, she running the relay race. And the opposing team, I guess, got mad and had the baton and bopped upside the head with the baton. When you raising a kid that could be that angry, when you're raising a kid and you don't let them know and understand competition. And listen, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is a true story, and maybe people gonna say, "Oh, Diva, you wrong." I told my son, let's keep it 100 here. Somebody has to lose when he played basketball. No, that was not me saying I want your team to be the losing team, but somebody has to lose. Don't get in the car talking about, oh, the rep was messed up, this was messed up. Because I told him, if you that good, it wouldn't matter what messed up rep you had, you would get the ball in the basket. But that's the type of mother I am. I don't hear a lot of complaining. I don't do all that. I'm not even, you won't even catch me on a regular basis. Listen, I'm human. I'll probably tell you about a story, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days later, you're not going to keep hearing the same story because I don't live in that life. I release it. I give it up to God. I let it go. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days later, you're not going to hear me still complaining about something that happened at the beginning of the year. So we're going to talk about this track star in the opposing team, that the girl that attacked her. You got to raise your kids up with some values, with some understanding, with some truths. So you so mad that this girl perhaps is winning that you feel the only thing you can do now is bop upside the head? Or you got so much jealousy and hate in you that this girl's a superstar and you want to bop upside the head? Congratulate her and then come home and run the track morning, day, and night so you could be the next superstar. But the answer is not to take out the competition physically. We'll talk. In this last story, I'm late to the story, but I'm still doing this story because we got to talk about it. Tara, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Always on point. Much love. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Now, let me tell you this. So with this DDG and Halle Bailey, let me say this. But y'all got to remember, Diva old school. Diva been around for a minute. And at the end of the day, you know, and I'm not telling nobody what to believe or not believe, but marriage is the right thing to do if you want to have kids. And I know, don't come at me, oh, well, all marriages don't work. That's no guarantee. Nothing's a guarantee. But at least the thing to do is to try to start the thing off right. You get married, you have some kids, and yes, sometimes things don't work out and you got to separate. But you got to do adulting. And adults should learn how to co-parent, and that's a point blank in a period. And if nobody never told you, if your parents and your great-grandparents and your other parents and your whole generations far before, none of them knew how to co-parent, don't let the buck stop with you. Learn how to co-parent. Release the anger. You chose that partner. and you laid down with that partner and y'all two had a baby, or maybe y'all had 2 or 3. Figure it out. Figure out how to co-parent for the kids. Nobody should be blocked from seeing their child. And I'm going to say something that I used to love watching Iyanla Vanzant. Now, she was over the top. But whether you like somebody or dislike somebody, there's sometimes they have a message that you can take. You don't have to take everything they say. You got to pull out what you need and let the rest fall where it fall. But Iyanla said one time, whatever your child does when they're with the other parent, as long as they come back alive and nobody tried to physically harm them or do anything to them, it's none of your business. Let it go. So they didn't get their hair combed the way you wanted to. They didn't eat what you would normally feed them. But did they come back alive? Keep it pushing. So he lives in the basement with his mother. And that's where the kid is going to go when they go to the weekend with the father. Well, that's your daddy. I'll see you when you get back on Sunday night or Monday. We got to stop the nonsense. Let the father be a father. And you know what kills me too? Is all of a sudden when you're no longer with the person, they the worst person in the world when it comes to parenting, and you just left them yesterday. Let them be a parent. And then you wonder why the courts always got to step in. And when the courts step in, it's nasty. You get every other Christmas. You get every other Thanksgiving. They got to go to daddy's house from Wednesday to Sunday and then come back to you. It's a mess. It's messy. All because you as adults couldn't figure this thing out. Figure it out. This man is saying he wants to see his kid. Let him see the kid. And when I did my video earlier, and I don't mind people in their comments, it was like, Diva, you don't get it. Your video is one-sided. Yeah, probably was one-sided on the side of the kid. Halo. Halo has the right to be able to see both of his parents. Mama and dad. And shouldn't be blocked from neither one. And if I keep it 100, I'm going to say this. And sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes when the man no longer wants the woman is butt bone hurt. In pain. Yes, it hurts. That this man you laid down with, you had his baby, and he threw you in the trash. And now you hurt. And no matter how long you keep the child from him, he still ain't going to want you. You're going to have to get over it and get your life together. So Diva, he saw him. She allowed him to come in. But as he said, they aren't together. So he had to leave. Sorry, you're not laying up in my house all day and all night. And thank you, Lawson, for that. Here's the problem. They were just together in December celebrating the kid's birthday. So even if that's true, I still feel there's more to the story. Y'all was able to sing happy birthday together. And now all of a sudden something ain't right. I'm going to tell you this before I bring the people in the building. I'm going to be honest with you. This is just Diva thoughts. I ain't saying none of it's a fact. I ain't getting no tip from nobody, none of that. I have a feeling that all wasn't well when the baby was in utero. I think they was doing whatever they was doing. She woke up and found out one day, oops, I'm pregnant. And they felt like they was going to deal with it. And the way they dealt with it, it that way, in my opinion, because she is an actress. She's a young actress. And I want to say she's a Disney actress, right? So they didn't want it to seem so scandalous that this Disney princess, actress, or whatever got pregnant out of wedlock. But if I had to take a wild guess, things wasn't well from the moment she peed on the stick and found out it was positive. And they tried to do what they do to make it work. Because in that video, he says, I'm not going to tell her business. But he said we wasn't together for a long time. Those are his words, not Diva's. And I sat back and I said to myself, I said, this is messy. But we're going to talk about it, people. Y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It's Sunday afternoon, trending topics, early evening. We got stuff to talk about, and the title is simple. It's called Conflict. We got the Maryland hairstylist. She snapped. She's a young girl, and she snapped. We got the track star in the rivalry one. She snapped. And we got DDG and Halle Bailey. Don't know how to co-parent. Let's go ahead on and bring the people in the building. Hey, in my opinion. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Hey, panel. Hey, chat. Choo.
He doesn't like that she has boundaries. Realistically, when people break up and there's a child involved, there may be a day or two a week that you can't see your child. Goes for moms and dads. Well, if he go to court, he won't have to worry about anybody's feelings because the court going to tell the both of them who going to see the child when, where, and how. It's that simple. So I'm not really taking her side, their side, or this side. I'm taking the baby side. And I'm saying this, that once you go to the court, they give you a schedule and you got to adhere to that schedule. And it's a point blank in a period. Once you get the court involved, it's nasty. It's nasty. Yeah, her and Keke Palmer are the example of be careful who you have kids with. And you see initially Keke Palmer almost got the court in her business. But then those two figured it out. And maybe because they're young. Maybe Keke Palmer and Darius can go have a talk with Halle Bailey in DDG. Maybe that's what needs to happen. But let me go ahead and get into this first story. And with this first story, we're going to talk about the Virginia high school track star and the girl that decided she was going to bop her upside the head. I don't know, was it jealousy? I don't know what it was, but I know it was a hot, stinking, nasty, filthy mess. Let's get into it. So the Maryland hairstylist dragged 15-year-old client across shop floor over alleged $150 bill dispute. Let me see. Oh, before, you know what? Let me close this. I got to stop this screen and share another screen. Oh, shoot. This is what I want to show. Hold on one second.
18-year-old Jayla Cunningham is charged with second-degree assault. I talked to her exclusively moments ago. She says that she did not know that her client was 15 years old. Meanwhile, I also spoke to the 15-year-old's mother, and she says that her daughter is traumatized over what happened. This video has been viewed millions of times, and she says that her daughter is viral and did not want to be. Let's explain what happened. In the video that has more than 54 million views, you can see 18-year-old Jayla Cunningham dragging her 15-year-old client by the hooded sweatshirt, saying,
"Sit right here and listen to my sentence. I'm not you just try to right? You lucky I don't do.
Jayla claims the 15-year-old was trying to leave without paying for the $150 service that included a weave with tracks. Jayla cutting the weave out of the teen's hair with scissors because she says the teen did not pay for the service.
She ran, forget tried, she ran without paying me.
And then what did you do?
I dragged her by her hood back into the salon until I can get paid, or, you know, until the police come, or until, you know, she let me take out the service. Because it's like she literally ran outside like she was about to be gone. I feel like if I didn't do that, she would have been gone and I would have just never been paid.
But the 15-year-old's mother says Jayla also dragged her by her hair when she grabbed her hood and says that her daughter accidentally sent the money to the wrong Cash App and was trying to pay Jayla.
It's just absolutely absurd. It's viral. It's all over the country.
And how is she dealing emotionally with this?
Emotionally, not good. Not good at all.
The family has hired the Jackson and Associates law firm to represent the 15-year-old in a civil lawsuit.
The video is horrendous. It's a 15-year-old girl. We're talking about someone's child here, a child who is being dragged across a salon floor by her jacket for over something as simple as a mistake.
And Jayla Cunningham says that she had no clue that she was charged. We brought it to her attention tonight. She says she heard it for the first time and that she has received death threats as a result of the viral video, so she has moved her hair salon to another location. She has a first court appearance, a summons, on April 18th. As for the 15-year-old, well, her parents say she will undergo counseling. I'm Shamari Stone. Back to you.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let me share screen again. So Maryland hairstylist dragged the 15-year-old client across the shop floor over alleged $150 bill dispute, the report states. A Maryland hairstylist allegedly assaulted a 15-year-old customer and dragged her across the shop floor when she attempted to walk out without paying her $150 bill, according to a report. Jayla Cunningham, 18, was charged with second-degree assault on a minor following the incident inside the Prince George County, Maryland hair salon earlier this month. Court records viewed by the Post report. Cunningham says she had just finished working on the client's hair, which included adding a weave to the girl. When it came time for the client to pay for the services, an argument broke out over the $150 payment, which the teen allegedly claims she sent through Cash App, but Cunningham never received the payment. As the young client began to leave the shop, the hairstylist grabbed her client's hoodie and dragged her back inside the building. She ran, forget trash, she ran without paying me, Cunningham told the outlet. Cunningham was captured on a security camera pulling the girl down a hallway before yanking her into the room to a bag of trash. The hairstylist then shouted at the client to stay on the floor while she left the room to grab scissors to undo the work she had done. Sit right there until somebody sends it. I'm not effing playing. You just tried to effing run. You lucky I ain't beat the S out of you, Cunningham could be heard saying, according to the video obtained by the outlet. The irate hairstylist disappeared down the hallway before quickly returning and staring down at the camera that captured the incident. I dragged her by her hood into the salon until I could get paid, or, until the police come, or until, she let me take out the service, because it's like she literally ran outside like she was about to be gone, she said. The teen's mom claimed the daughter sent the transaction to the wrong person, which sparked the miscommunication between both sides. It's just absolutely absurd. It's viral. It's all over the country, the disheartened mother told the outlet. The teen's mom accused Cunningham of taking hold of her daughter's hair when she grabbed the hoodie, leaving the teen traumatized. Cunningham defended her actions, saying if she hadn't stopped the teen, her client would have taken advantage of her service. I feel like if I didn't do that, she would have been gone and I would have just never been paid, Cunningham said. The Prince George County District Attorney's Office filed criminal charges against the 18-year-old on March the 5th. Cunningham is scheduled for a preliminary hearing in the case on April 18th, according to court records viewed by the Post. The 18-year-old self-published author was previously slapped with 3 second-degree assault charges stemming from an October 4th, 2024 case brought by the Hyattsville Police Department. Details were limited in the earliest case, but a hearing is scheduled for March 18th. So, girlfriend seemed like she gets herself into trouble. Often, I might say. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So maybe she should have clients that pay her up front, because it seems like the people that come to her always want to cheat out of her money. I don't think I would have handled it this way, but I do understand when you're doing somebody's hair, you take the time out to complete a service. You don't just want somebody walking out on you. You know what I'm saying? Like acting like you did it for free. I do think it was a better way to handle it. I think she needs to do upfront, or at least tell them they have to pay half upfront or something, so that she's not being bamboozled. But there needs to be some kind of stipulation put in place for hairstylists, because there's been a lot of hairstylists that's been getting gypped. People getting their hair done, and all of a sudden they like, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But you've already received the services. It's only so much you can take away from a hairstyle. I mean, you can wash it out all you want, but you still used all your products on their hair. You spent time, so it's crazy.
Thank you. In my opinion, Felicia, your thoughts?
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, this is a special Sunday. Spring forward and Divas forward. I love it. That's a good thing. So, yeah, this story, very interesting. I do agree with everything Opinion said, that the folks in this industry probably need to get their money up front, or at least 50% of the service that's going to come. But what stuck out to me here in the video portion was that they said the girl has parents, and they hired an attorney because her civil rights have been violated. But they didn't know how to give her money to go pay for these services. But they know how to get a lawyer. It's interesting what people have money for and what they value. So their mother says it was a misunderstanding, a miscommunication of some kind, but she didn't offer to come to the shop to pay for the service. But when this happened, they knew how to go to a lawyer and pay a lawyer to represent them because their daughter's civil rights had been violated. Well, what about the stylist? She's someone's daughter too, and her rights have been violated. This was a pre-planned operation, in my opinion. I'm going to go get this service and I'm not going to pay for it. In fact, I'm going to get a weave. I'm going to get it braided. I'm going to do all of this. And then I'm going to say, I cash apped you, and then go head for the door. These are two very young people, two teenagers, very, very young in their lives. And I hope this matter is resolved fairly, and that this young woman who's obtained her licenses, who is now getting threats, she had to move where she does hair, as Opinion said, and as you read, seems like she runs into a couple of too many issues. And maybe she needs to go to a better neighborhood, or maybe work from home. I'm done.
Katrina, your thoughts?
You know, I'm with my panel. They're totally right. I have a daughter that does hair. She does wigs, does braids, she do installs, she do everything.
Okay.
And for me to see her standing up there for up to 6 hours doing braids, and to see her installing somebody's wig, and to have them run out on her, I would be pissed. I mean, I would be mad too. That takes a lot of time, a lot of strength on people's hands, a lot of patience for them to make sure your hair is right. And if the cash app didn't go to the right place, why didn't she just stand there and say, well, hold on, let me call my mama and let my mama know that the cash app didn't go to you? Because when you send somebody a cash app, it's going to ding your phone right then and there to let you know that you got a cash app. And as Felicia said, it sounds like a setup to me, like I'm going to get my hair done and I'm going to do what do you call it, a dump and dash or whatever it is, a fast dash or something out of there. And as Felicia said again, if you know for a fact that that money didn't go to her, why didn't you call your mom and say, Mom, look, I had a problem with this Cash App. It didn't go to her. It went to somebody else. I need to have that refunded. Call the Cash App people and they will refund it back, especially if that person didn't accept it. So, yes, she did this on purpose. And I feel sorry for the girl that's going to court for this because nobody wants their time to be wasted. Don't nobody want to go. You standing up there doing that's a lot of work. I mean, that's a lot of standing with your hands, with your feet, with your legs. That takes a lot of patience. And for somebody just to come in and just just use your patience, use your time, and not get paid for it. Yeah, I would cut it out too. I don't blame that girl. I wish. I mean, they brought charges up against her. But what about the girl that didn't pay for her services? So actually, she stole. So she should be in jail too, even though she's 15. But she probably got a mind or the street sense of a 17 or 18-year-old. No, I feel I'm for the person. I'm for the beautician because I see how my child work. I see how long it take. I see the patience. I see the craft. So no, I'm not with this little girl that ran out. No, I'm not. And that's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Savannah, your thoughts?
I'm going to make it unanimous. I do believe that this was a setup on the child. That is something that's done up here quite frequently, where they go and get these services of the braids, extensions, the twist curls, and these young adults or teenagers are running out and skipping out on not paying hairdressers. So although it's unfortunate on how the hairdresser decided to handle the situation, because now instead of her being the victim, she is now the aggressor, and she will have to pay. And everyone's talking about her reaction versus the child's action of running out. I do think that the mother did not get the full story, and video has been going viral all weekend, and it's been talked about up here. But it is very common. I've heard or seen other videos of young girls running out after getting their hair twisted or braided. But this is the first time I've seen a hairdresser actually take some action and in dragging the child back. I think that she's going to end up having to pay for it. And I agree with Katrina. These hairstylists are up there for hours, as we all know. And this was something that was planned before she walked into that, before she sat in the chair. And it's unfortunate now if they're looking at the hairdresser versus the person that was going to commit a crime by running out on not paying the bill.
Yeah. My thing is, when I first saw this story, is one, when you're cash apping somebody new that is not in your contacts in your phone, or you never cash app them before, Cash App gives you a warning to say, like, are you sure you want to send this to Diva? Because you never send Diva no Cash App before. So when you're about to cash app somebody for a service, I know I do, because my son's barber takes Cash App. And I showed the phone like, this is you? Before I hit send. Because if you send a stranger Cash App, it's not like you can record it back, or at least I don't know that you can that easily. So now she's taking this thing to a lawsuit, and I'm not excusing the way the hairdresser handled it. But my thing is going to be, show me on that day around that time where you cashed app somebody else $150 by mistake. I think it was a scheme that the mother and daughter set up, because nowhere there did the mother say, she called me and I came down and I called back and I said, I'm going to go ahead and bring this $150. Where was that conversation? There was nowhere where I heard the conversation where the mother said, once she cashed out the wrong person, I found out and I said I was coming down there to pay that money. Wayne, do you want to comment on this story?
Yeah, it was a setup. And not only that, with Cash App, if you're doing a transaction with somebody and you're both right there, all you do is open up your phone, hit a button. It has one of those little things that you scan on your phone that you just take a picture of it. So it's no way you get it mixed up. You put the phone together, boom, you Cash App it. You showed me, your
It's a
cash app,
QR
so
code.
I'm sending to the right person. If it don't go there, it's your fault. Okay, but this was the setup, and the only thing I'm at the fault this beautician. She'd been fine if she just caught the girl. This child was a minor, and she is no authority to put her hands and do anything to a minor. And because of her reaction, she gonna have to pay, and she gonna have to look back and say, was it worth it? Now I can imagine how you feel. It's probably all day doing hair, but when she caught her, she should just call the police and waited till the police came. She took it in her hands. Now she gonna have to pay, even though the girl was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But if she gets anything, maybe a misdemeanor, she's a minor, maybe a slap on the hand, don't do it again. But now if somebody sue her, she gonna have to pay. I feel bad for her because people get tired of this BS. People coming in, stealing their products, smashing and grabbing, and she gonna try to. When you write and there's a mistake, you stand there. I don't care, even 15 years old, you got enough sense. You should stand there. Well, I cashed that bit. Oh, well, let's see. When you're wrong, you run. And she just FAFO'd because she didn't think this woman was going to come behind her minor tail and snatch it back in there. But no, she shouldn't have cut it out. She should have let the police come and handle that. But now she in court. Millions of people have seen her. It's gone viral. So yeah. But that's the reaction. Every action don't require a reaction. So I feel sorry for her that now, she's got her shop and everything. Now if they sue her, gonna have to come up with some money. I'm done.
And you know what though? Not only that, they mentioned that she has some priors that she's dealing with, this 18-year-old. So the 18-year-old seemed like she a little hothead. So I think
thought she was 15 years old.
I'm talking about the 18-year-old hairdresser has some.
Oh, okay.
The 18-year-old hairdresser has some priors that she's already going to court for. So I think her priors in this situation is not going to look well in her favor. And now this family, they really mad. I think the family is more mad that this video went viral in her daughter being dragged in this video. This is a hot stinking mess. It's a hot stinking mess. Go ahead, Katrina. You want to add something else?
Yeah, I understand that, the girl's a hothead or whatsoever. I get that. And I understand that this child is a minor. But you was 15 years old when you sat your tail in that chair and knowing what you was planning on doing. You was 15 years old. So if you're 15-year-old thinking like that, then you got a mind of adult because you planning on running out, on paying for something or running out on something that you got that you didn't pay for. So I can see you going into Walmart doing the same thing. And if the police catch you, you go to jail. But you would have ran out. This girl don't have no kind of way. I'm quite sure she probably didn't have no kind of way to get back in touch with you because she said she would have never seen her money again. So you and ran out with $150 hairstyle, and I'm stuck here looking like I did all this work. I got nothing to show for it. I get it. She's a minor. I have minor grandkids. I have older kids. I get it. But I know what the patience and what the time it goes in when I see my child doing somebody's hair. And that's just not a fair thing. And I'm just sorry. I'm very sympathetic, and y'all know that. But for her to be up there doing this and just to run out, and like you said, if it wasn't planned, you should have called your mama right then and there. What you running for? What you running for? The girl was saying, give me my money. If you didn't have the money, she would say, well, I sent it to you. Okay, the girl look at her phone. Okay, I don't see it. Cash App goes directly to your phone while people are standing there. So if you sent it to your phone, she would see it. So if you didn't see it, you said, well, let me call my mama. You call your mama when you got dragged, but you didn't call your mama to come pay for your hair appointment. I'm sorry. I just can't see it no other kind of way. I'm sorry, Diva, but that's all I got.
You're fine. I think the mother was out there waiting for her to jump in the car. I don't know. I could be wrong, but this is all the way around. The 15-year-old was wrong. The 18-year-old was wrong. And now everybody is a hot stinking mess. You got a viral video where you're being seen dragged by a hairstylist, and you got the hairstylist who now is in trouble with the law.
Diva, I'm from the DMV. Did it mention what little town it was in Maryland?
It did not. But
Okay.
besides that, though, the hairstylist is now getting death threats. This is just a stinking hot mess all the way around. And so when you open a business, but see, that's the other thing. Everybody think entrepreneurship is easy. It ain't. It's not for the faint at heart. So when you open a business, you got to know all the rules, laws, and regulations. And you got to be prepared to call the police. And she should have took this as a lesson, like, I'm going to do business differently, like Felicia said, and I think, in my opinion, and maybe some other people on the panel, is either you get 50% up front and let the people know in the writing that it is non-refundable. Non-refundable. And then I said I would be showing the people, but this had nothing to do with her not liking the style. This was her claiming that she sent it to the wrong Cash App. And to me, I feel like this wasn't the 15-year-old's first time doing this situation. I think she's done it before. So we're going to move on. I will see how this story ends up panning out for the 18-year-old. But now she got a civil suit coming against her because the mother is pissy hot mad that the thing went viral. And like I said, when I last heard, it was 54 million views. 54 million views. So it's a lot to talk about. So we'll see how that pans out. I'm going to go into this next story with the track star. And a fellow track star attacked her. I mean, it's wild. Let me share a screen. And somebody said Prince County, I think, Prince Capitol Heights or something like that in Maryland.
Oh, that's Prince George's County. I used to live right there, Capitol Heights. I was on the DC side, but Capitol Heights right across the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to say what I thought it was because people probably say, "Well, how do you know?" But I said, that sounds like the DMV.
Sound like the DMV. But you know what's happening? I think, in my opinion, mention it. It's happening.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere now. It's a shame that people are doing it because, like Katrina said, listen, I used to get my hair braided all the time, hence my picture in the corner with my hair in braids. And it takes these individual hours. I had a hairdresser that she was a professional, and then I'll get into the story. She was she prided herself in doing short hairstyles. Like, she could do anything, but her specialty was short hair. And so with the curling island, she kept doing this motion of like this, that. She got a big, they didn't call it a cyst. They called it something else that they had to remove off the top of her hand because she was constantly doing that same motion over and over again. It had this, like, it looked like a big lump on her hand that she had to remove. So hairdressers, like, all their work is definitely manual, from them having to stand up all day to doing the same motions. And these braiders, they're like doing that same motion with their hand. And it is a lot of work. And it's unfair when people want to, complain at the end. I don't like my hair, so I don't want to pay. Or, they run out and not pay. It's very unfair. It's not right, but you got to call the cops. So Virginia high school track star attacked by baton wielding opponent during the state title race. This was just insane. So we're going to take a listen to this story.
Is looking for an apology after they say their daughter was attacked in the middle of a track meet. Tonight, 10 News reporter Jason Freund spoke with the family about the alleged incident.
When Caitlin Tucker first wanted to start up track, her parents were naturally proud.
She started in 8th grade, but originally she went in 7th grade, and she said it was too much running and she quit. So she ended up going back and doing it again in 8th grade, and she only wanted to do sprints.
Fast forward to her junior year of high school, and she found herself running in the Class 3 state finals for Brookville High School. But nobody could have seen this coming.
When you get on the other side of the track, you have to cross into lane 1. You have to merge in. And as I was coming up on her, she kind of like made me like get cut off a little bit. So I backed away. And then as we got around the curve, she kept bumping me in my arm. And then finally, when we got off the curve, I like slowly started passing her. And then that's when she just hit me with the baton and I fell off the track.
Caitlin ran off the track and her mother ran onto it. Team trainers came to her aid, and the opposing school, IC Norcom, was quickly disqualified. But the damage had already been done.
I could feel like a headache coming up, so I just set out. But I recently went to the doctor, and they prescribed me with a concussion and a possible fractured skull.
Now her parents are looking for an apology. They've got one already from the IC Norcom athletic director and the opposing athlete's parents. Now they just want one from the coach and the opposing athlete herself.
They were beside us at the event. They were watching the video at the event, but no one apologized or came to check on her. Even if it was a fluke or freak accident, you still would check on her.
For 10 News, I'm Jason Freund, working for you.
And we've reached out to the Virginia High School League for a comment. They tell us that they're still reviewing the situation, but they do not comment on individuals or disciplinary actions.
Yeah, they full of crap. And they lucky those nice parents. They just looking for an apology. I would be looking for more. A Virginia high school sprinter suffered a concussion and potential skull fracture when her competitor smashed her in the back of the head with a relay baton during their race. Brookville High School junior Kaylin Tucker was the second leg runner for the 200-meter relay at the VSHL Class 3 State Indoor Championship at Liberty University on Friday. Tucker, who had earned silver in the girls' 55-meter dash early in the meet, was attempting to cut into the lane one during a battle for second place in the front pack as she was rounding turn 4. Instead of blocking her entry, Tucker's opponent, who attended IC Norcom High School, seemingly slowed down, wound up her arm back, and smacked the baton across the Brookvale's running head, according to a video of the incident. When we get back to the other side of the track, we have to cross to one lane. You have to merge in. As I was coming up on her, she kind of made me get cut off a little bit, so I backed away, Tucker explained to the news. When we got to the curb, she kept bumping me in the arm, and when we got off the curb, I finally passed her, and that's when she hit me with the baton. An audible gasp was heard from the crowd inside the Lynchburg, Virginia complex as Tucker detoured off the track, grabbing her head and falling to the ground. Tucker's mom and team trainers rushed to the Ellen High Schoolers' aid. I could feel a headache coming up, so I just stood out, Tucker said. Tucker stopped running, pulling her team out of the race. A doctor later diagnosed her with a concussion and possible fractured skull. IC Norcom was disqualified from the race for the students' actions. And a quick action discipline wasn't enough for Tucker or her family, who claimed IC Norcom's coach, the runner, apologized to them. They were beside us at the event. They were watching the video after the event, but no one apologized or came to check on her. The Tucker's parents told the outlet, even if it was a fluke or a freak accident, you would check on her. Tucker's mom, Tamara, says she called the supporting body, who have opened up an investigation into the alleged assault. Heritage Lynchburg High School was leading the race at the time of the suspected attack, ended up winning the third heat with a time of 1:47.98, good enough for 5th place overall finish. In March 2022, a Florida high school runner was sucker punched during the race by another student athlete who wasn't even competing in the event. The runner attacked during the 1,600-meter race at the Tiger Invitational in Kissimmee suffered a concussion. These sports are problematic. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So sports done got problematic because people have promised them, if you get this time off, you can beat these people, we're gonna give you these incentives and stuff. And I think that's the way we done got out of the sport being fun and being like a team sport. It's becoming competitive. And it's competitive to the point where we're willing to hurt somebody, be the first. Now, I don't care how you flip it, toss it, rub it down, okay? You knew you hit this girl. Even if it was an accident. Let's just say it was an accident because it didn't look like no accident. Let's just say it was an accident. You knew you hit her. no way in your heart you can't tell me that didn't affect you to the point where you couldn't go up to her and say, I'm sorry, are you okay? Like, that's what we expect from normal people. But the fact that she didn't do that, the fact that the coach didn't do it neither, lets me know that there's something else that's going on in play here. Some kind of incentive that's been offered to these girls, either it's the Olympics or something else, because that's usually how I go with track and stuff. You get off a spot for Olympic if you get so much of a time and everything else. Training camps that can get you into the Olympics. I feel like everybody is making excuses. We got to check the tapes. Well, if everybody watched the tapes afterwards, well, we got to still watch the tapes for and investigate for. You already saw what happened. We ain't got to investigate. What y'all need to do is admit y'all wrongs, and somebody needs to apologize. And yes, this little girl needs to be compensated because she had to go to the hospital. She racked up a hospital bill. You be paying them bills, okay? So I hope that mama get that lawsuit going and get the payment for your job bills too. You know what I'm saying? Because it shouldn't be on you. You know, your daughter was out there doing what she was supposed to be doing and somebody else injured her. So get your money, mama. Even if it ain't nothing but the copay, get it.
Yeah. Felicia, your thoughts?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm really sorry as to what happened to Tamara. Clearly, she's talented. Clearly, she's competitive. And clearly, she's a winner. Sometimes it doesn't have a damn thing to do with getting into no Olympics, because I don't know how many of these people get into Olympics. A whole bunch of ghetto girl runners out there beating people in the head. Nope. I think these young people are very violent. I think these young people are telling us that there's a lot wrong at home.
Oh my God.
The first story is about a young woman who claims she cashed app, and instead of calling her mama, she ran for the door because more than likely her mother was out in the car waiting for her. And this one, we got another mother. She's sitting here, says, I need an apology. But Dave, I'm going to stand with you today. And I'm going to stand with opinion. Yeah, I need an apology and we need our money. See, now this is the family that need to go get the lawyer. See, because this is a big institution. This is an organization. This is outside of high school. If my child cannot be safe competing in sports in this place, then we need to go someplace else. And we're going to need money to go do that. I'm going to have to get her a separate coach. She's going to have to be exposed on another level. And you all need to compensate us. The fact that she says, the doctor says he thinks she has a fractured skull. So somebody thought they was going to the Olympics if they assaulted someone? This is sounding like the story you did last week with the juvenile jail and the young people having to fight each other and the probation officers standing around. When are we going to be done with all of this violence? You can't go get your hair done. You can't go compete in the track and field. You end up in a juvie place and in there it's violence. And these are all children. I know we can do better, but the question is, do we want to do better? And then I'm looking at this mother and they come for me, Chad, come for me. She's sitting next to somebody and they ain't got shit to say. What was wrong with that? What is wrong? Why do I have a mother and a father? This is it. You took that baton and struck the best thing in my life in the head. Because she's a competitor and she's good at what she does. And I'm going to sit on the couch next to whoever this is and say, I need an apology. No, we all wrong. We all messed up. Nope. It's not working for me, Dee. And I know it's Sunday. And you need to stop putting up these irritating stories with these bad with these bad parents. Okay? I'm done.
I'm gonna beat you. Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know what? First of all, I think this child needs to be banned from all sports for at least a year. The parents need to, like Felicia said, get a lawyer. Aside from the school, go directly to them parents because they're responsible for their children. If they got jobs, they need to attach them paychecks to get some compensation. If they got to garnish their check and get that money, because this girl gonna have a headache for a long time. This child is the poster child for bad sportsmanship.
Come on, talk.
And this kind of behavior, I know people say, don't blame the parents, don't blame them. Well, kids just don't grow up like that. Kids do stuff that they see has been done around them. They repeat stuff that's been around them. Just like that boy, Elon Musk's son in the Oval Office told Trump, you ain't the president. You think he just got that in his mind? He heard that from a grown-up. This girl probably seen this kind of either seen it from her parents or saying, parents say, oh yeah, I wish they'd have done that to me. I'd have done this and I'd have done that. And you grew up in that environment, you learn that kind of attitude with people. And you get away with it and think this, how does she think she could get away with busting somebody upside the head with all these people watching and think that it was an accident? Now, I don't know if this girl would have won the race, but never know now. So she took something from this girl who's serious about her craft. But like Felicia said, this ghetto trash was not on the way going to the Olympics. You're not getting to the Olympics with attitude like that and bad sportsmanship. They don't want you over there representing the country like that. I ain't gonna throw the child away, but take away her privileges from participating in any sports for a whole year. And see if that helps her. Maybe like, oh wow, maybe she'll learn something. I'm done.
Ooh, Katrina, your thoughts?
My thoughts is deep. I think that was personal. Like Nancy Kerrigan and what was the lady name? Tracy, whoever her name was. They hit the lady in the knee or the ankle, wherever she hit them with, had somebody hit somebody with. But I think this was personal. The knee. I think this was personal. Because this girl didn't care if she was gonna get thrown off no team or anything like that. I think it was a personal thing that she was mad with this girl about something, even though there was a difference. It was something personal for her to come up and hit this girl in the back of the head and not finish the race. I just don't think she hit her so she wouldn't finish no race. I don't get that. I think this was a personal hit. She did this to this girl. They're not telling everything that we know. Huh? I'm on. She's not telling everything that we know, and I honestly believe it was a personal thing because she knew she wasn't going to no Olympics. She hit somebody in the back of the head. She wasn't finna do that. It was personal, I believe, but she's gonna get. I mean, that family's gonna get it anyway because when you get in those sports, you have to put those kids in insurance. So that insurance company gonna go after the other people that caused that accident. So regardless of the fact that if the parents take her to court or whatnot, the insurance company gonna go after her because of what the hospital bills and the therapy that this child gonna need because the insurance company got to pay it because you have to have insurance when you put your children in sports. So hopefully this child will heal, and the other person, I don't know what's gonna happen to her.
But she
She
just wanted
deserves
an
a good
apology.
time. That's crazy. But anyway, because she gonna need more than an apology when she get a brain fracture, or she having a concussion because that goes a long way. Just ask some of those football players that have those concussions how crazy they are now. But anyway, hopefully Diva she will get the therapy she needs, and the other girl, I don't want to put her back on no sports because anybody else gonna be scared to play with her. So I don't think no coach gonna pick her up. But we'll go from there. That's all I got.
Thank you. I never had to get special insurance so my son could play basketball, so I don't know about that piece of it. But Savannah, your thoughts?
Steve, I think this generation has this lack of empathy, and they also lack learning how to lose graciously. And this bad sportsmanship seems to be across all sports, ages, genders, and races. I can personally tell my grandbaby who plays basketball, and she's terrible at it. Terrible. Her team is awful. But she has had her hair pulled a couple times up and down the court by the opposing team, trying to get her to stop from running or whatever. So we have had taken extra steps to make sure her hair is tightly up in a bun or something. But immediately these children, and she's only 8, go to finding ways instead of being better at the sport. They find ways to physically stop their opponents. I think this is a learned behavior. I agree with Katrina. I thought this was more personal. Maybe this young lady has been beating her at other track meets and events as well. And this girl is just the one who got hit was much more better than the one who was the attacker. I think she should be banned for the whole rest of her. I believe they were in high school, so the whole rest of her academic years. I don't think she should be for 1 year. I'd say indefinitely from any sports. This young lady suffered a concussion and hit in the back of the skull. And as someone who's lost a loved one due to a skull fracture, this is something that she's going to have to keep getting tested for, headaches, brain scans, and who knows what damage she's done to her. And then being attacked from behind, that's a cowardly move. So, and now this video has also gone viral worldwide, because when I first seen it, it was on the Canadian news. So this is, it's unfortunate that this is where our children are. They're so much more aggressive, and they have no type of empathy, this next generation.
Whew, oh gosh. I'll roll into this last story. And the last story, I heard it went crazy yesterday on the YouTube streets and everywhere else with DDG and Halle Bailey. Listen.
Diva, I sent you her response to your email.
Okay. So it's sad that when you have individuals that, they have children together, and then, they're no longer together, and they can't seem to just get it together for the sake of the children. So it's just crazy. So let me I'll share this updated one first from, Thank You In My Opinion, that you sent me. Let me cancel that. Let me, is that the one I want to show? No. Okay, let me share. So Halle Berry reveals she and Halo are sick with RSV, and video taken before DDG's viral comments. Okay. So it's been at least 24 hours since DDG went viral for alleging that Halle Bailey is keeping Halo from him. His ex post and follow-up video quickly went viral as the hours ticked by. Bailey didn't post a thing on social media about her ex-boyfriend's co-parenting comments. Now a resurfaced video shows that Halle warned fans she's been taking a social media break. That was before DDG popped off on social media. Her reason, she said, her and Halo are sick with RSV, an upper respiratory virus that mainly affects the nose, throat, and lungs. As mentioned, the video originated on the actress Snapchat account before DDG let his Twitter fingers fly and doubled down on camera in a clip. Halle explained that she hasn't been posting content because she is ill. She also warned that the days-long social media break was coming so she could focus on recovery. Me and Halle are very sick. We have RSV and we don't feel good at all. So sorry. I haven't been posting snaps, but I haven't been using my energy to take care of my baby myself, Bailey said in a resurfaced clip. The grown star also asked for supporters who are mommies to weigh in with tips. At this time, Halle said she and Halle had fevers on and off. She added that they were both on a regimen of medicine, lots of rest, and hydration.
That's why I'm not posting. Me and Halle are very sick. We have RSV, and we do not feel good at all. So sorry, I haven't been posting snaps, but I've just been using all my energy to take care of my baby and myself. Yeah, any mommies have any tips for this cold? We both have fevers on and off. We went to the doctor yesterday. She gave us medicine. She just told us to rest, lots of fluids, everything. But any other tips would be welcome and needed. Love you guys.
All right, so that's her. Now let's get into what the streamer tweeted to get everybody in his and Halle Bailey's co-parenting business. The father claimed on X that he's been fighting to see Halle for months now. He also gave a shout out to the fathers trying to be there. Meanwhile, in the streaming session, DDG said he's turning to the internet as a dad who doesn't know what to do. He said he planned his whole day around spending time with Halle, whom he knows was ill. However, when he got to Halle's home, he was allegedly kicked out and not allowed to see Halle. DDG said he and Halle are not together and have their separate lives, that his content has nothing to do with seeing Halle. His biggest issue, from what he explained, is feeling like a secondary parent to their son. I've been dealing with this since he's been born, darn near. I really feel like I'm a effing nanny at this point. The nanny has been able to have more time with my son than me, and I don't even know the nanny's name. So it's just not fair, DDG said. He added that Halle will have to allow him to see Halle if he keeps a public countdown on the days he hasn't seen the toddler. In the stream, DDG seemingly shared that their co-parenting relationship is foul and said Halle has a golden image that he also protected. This
It's
is
like,
a lot.
bro, like, I don't want to get on the internet because at the end of the day, you know, this is something that can really like for him. But I'm really just coming on this as just a dad that really don't know what to do at this point. I've been dealing with this since he's been born, damn near. It's like I really feel like I'm a fucking nanny at this point. The nanny has been able to have my son more than me. And I don't even know the nanny name. Like, it's just not fair, bro. So I have to come on here and I gotta do this, but I gotta do like this. Now I gotta go to court, do all this extra shit when it ain't even gotta be like that, bro. Now, if y'all don't see me with my son every day, y'all know I stream every day. Every day I don't see my son, I'ma number it. Let's see. I know she gonna let me see my son now. This is the only way.
Whew.
Now, if y'all don't see me with my son every day, y'all know I stream every day. Every day I don't see my son, I'ma number it. Let's see. I know she gonna let me see my son now. This is the only way. Behind closed doors, I have not been able to see my son. Only if we on perfect terms and she around is cool. But if we not, I don't get to see him. I don't care to do girl content, whatever that has nothing to do with anything that's work. That has nothing to do with me wanting to be around my son, like whatsoever. I don't give a who she fucking, who she talked to, who her is, who she fucking filming movies with. I don't give a fuck. I care about my son. That's all I care about. Literally, that's all I care about. And when that's taken from me, she know that's the only way I get frustrated. That's the only way she can get under my skin because I don't care what she does. We haven't been together.
If you ask me, that's her major problem. I know this is gonna be a dog out conversation right now, but I'm buckling my seatbelt, so I'm gonna ask you to buckle yours. Again, the Little Mermaid star hasn't hopped back on social media to speak against what DDG alleged. It's unclear what the status of her and Halo Simpsons are. Meanwhile, DDG followed up with a third message about his alleged parenting woes. This is messy. It's messy. Some are saying he's childish. He said, y'all gotta catch the in-between lines. He said, I've been dealing with this since he was born. This is not an isolated incident. He also said, when we good, then I'm good to see the kid. When we not good, then it's all this other shenanigans in between. What they are going through is nothing new under the sun. This happens with couples a lot when they break up and they don't know how to get over their stuff and think about the child. In my opinion, your thoughts, everybody out there, buckle your seatbelts.
Yeah, you better buckle up and buckle up hard. Cause let me tell you something. DDG been clout chasing since they started talking. He got up in that girl DMs and sweet talked the I don't know, the color off of her. Okay, this boy has been a clout. Everything we know about their relationship, about this baby, he snitched it. He told it. He didn't give her a chance to announce that she was pregnant. He was up there showing the baby room and stuff and showing her the name and stuff. Like, we weren't supposed to know all that. He was showing it on the download. This boy is a clout chaser. And every time he wants somebody to talk about him, he brings up this girl. I am tired of you. Okay? You're not trying to be a daddy, because if I knew my child was sick, okay, I wouldn't go over there to my baby mama house and say, well, I'm finna stress you out some more. I'm gonna go sit in your house downstairs with my baby, because that's the video he put up in the next one. I went to her house and I told her I just go downstairs. You don't come to somebody's house and tell them you're gonna go downstairs with your baby, because you got to think about it. It ain't just your baby, it's our baby. And if the baby is sick, then you got to have enough common sense to let me know that, listen here, I'm doing the best I can with our sick child. When it's time for you to get them, you can get them. He sat up here again and said, whenever she want to go somewhere, she could take the baby, but I can't take them. No, you can't, because you don't give no money for this baby. You don't do nothing that requires you to have that luxury. You're right. She is the primary parent, because she's the one that's primarily taking care of him. Now, when you get up off your behind, okay, and you stop messing around with these video vixens that you messing with all over the internet, then you could be a father. But I don't want to hear nothing about him wanting to be a father, because you ain't trying to be a father. You weren't trying to be a partner when you was with her. All you was doing was dogging her out and putting her stuff out on the street for everybody to talk about. The reason her image is so low is because of you. And I'm guaranteeing you, her sister is so glad she got you out of her life. And I wish we can get you out of ours. That's it. That's all.
Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, thank the good Lord I ain't got all that emotion about these people. I don't know them. And the truth be told, these could be my grandchildren, because good Lord, they are very young people. Mm-hmm. Now, if I got this right, she says she and the baby have RSV. Uh-huh. A baby getting RSV is highly critical. Mm-hmm. It's very serious. And she's saying to the public, if you all have tips, I swear to me, she don't look over 11 years old. She looked like she need to have somebody in there taking care of her, and then somebody else taking care of the baby. I just don't understand why you're in a public, if y'all need tips. Now, opinion, you'll have to correct me, but I do recall when she was pregnant. She was hiding that pregnancy in shame. There was all this controversy about her belly, whether it was full with child or not.
Come on, talk.
And then when the baby come out, oh no, we can't get no picture. I didn't need no picture of the baby. Wasn't my grandbaby, wasn't a member of my family. I didn't care. But some people seem to care. But it was all this hush hush, because she was beholden to her image with Disney. And as someone had pointed out earlier, she went through a whole lot with that whole Azriel. Why they got to have a colored Negro, Black, African-American Azriel child. They just went, and I don't care how it went, that wasn't supposed to happen. And she was a younger girl having to experience all of that. So here we are at her very tender age. She's having emotional issues, and she's not treating, in my opinion, the father of her son with respect and dignity. If he was an F up when you started out with him, then why did you stay?
Come on now, talk to the people.
How many generations in are we going to deal with the violence, the abandonment, the lies, the breakup of the family? When do we begin to change course? When? Now, I did a little research. Daddy got more money than mommy. He said he going to the lawyer. He already went. He says you're not allowing him visitation. Whether he's a good father, a bad father, broke father, I don't know if he give to, I don't know. But the courts will find out. And it wasn't too long ago. Then on this same panel with the gray-haired diva, there was all this emotion about Kiki and Darius. Turned out Kiki was a whole fraud. A whole fraud. So Darius was all about wanting to harm the baby, harm her, do this and do that. And when the truth came out, wow, we were all very disappointed, weren't we? But the good news was that Darius and Kiki went into therapy. It had to be court ordered, but they went, and they seem to be doing better. So I wish these two young people the same, because they are the mother and father to this beautiful child. And I hope Halle and Halo fully recover from this RSV.
Come on now, talk to people. Wayne, your thoughts?
Diva, did you say that he wasn't paying child support?
I did not say that.
Oh, okay. I thought they said he wasn't paying them for whatever. But she got to let him see his kid. But I think it's two sides to every story, so I'm not even going to go with it. Because one, I don't even really know these people. I know that the mermaid girl, but I think, why would you want to? I mean, if a child, she's trying to take care of herself and a child, and he used this moment. And why would you think that you need to come on social media to plead your case? These people don't know you from a can of paint. I mean, are you seeking advice or what? What are we supposed to do? Oh, she really didn't let him see him. So what are we going to do? What you want from us? You know, and obviously she's not saying too much. But, you know, when you want this, I want to see my child, I want to do this, I want to do that, whatever. Well, then do the damn thing right. Get married. If you want to raise children, you want to have children, do it right. Why bring these children in the world without two parents, and two parents are alive? And now they have to suffer, you know, go through daddy's and mama, and this was here, and daddy don't want to tell mama this, and mama don't want to tell daddy this, and all this stuff, and have the child all confused. So yeah, he needs to see him, needs to see his child. I think all men need to see their child. And if they're paying child support, you know, I mean, even if they're not, you got to let them to their children. Okay, handle it through the courts. You know, if he's not paying child support or whatever, and that's what anybody, handle it through the courts. Don't try to handle yourself, because all you're going to do is just mark a child. The children grow up with all kinds of problems. But they don't want to put it back there. Well, you know, I had her young, I had him young, this, that, young, you know. And now you got to.
Your connection is bad. It's bad, Wayne. Your connection is real bad.
Say again?
Your connection is very bad. Maybe go out and come back in.
Okay, yeah, because I hear it on this, and I don't know what it is. I'm going to go back out and come back in.
Okay. Katrina, your thoughts? Katrina, are you there? Okay. Rita, I'm going to come to you because Katrina, I can't hear her.
Hello. So I don't know too much about the DDG young fella, but it just seems like like he's dry snitching on this young lady. When she was pregnant and she had the towel on her head, and I guess she was behind him, like I don't know if it was like the patio or whatever. He panned the camera to her, and we can fully see that she was pregnant. And then he comes back and he says, "Oh, congratulate her. She got the Little Mermaid and da 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 da." Before, I don't know if it was Pixar or Disney or whoever said it yet, like dropped the news yet, to where it is she had to close her whole account down. And I'm just like, why are you with this dude? Now he's stating, "Oh, I want to be in my kid's life. And because I can't have my kid around, I have a whole bunch of females around to take up my time. And no one drops my kid off to me. I have to go pick him up. And I live hours away. And I don't care if I'm on here being an emo." And I'm just sitting here like, the baby's only 1 year old. And she's moved on to someone else. And you're constantly like doing this dry snitching thing. And it's just like, okay, and probably about what? By the time the baby's 5, this whole story will probably change. Yes, you love your child. Yes, because you live so far away that they might have to when they go to court. And he also like sort of bragged and was just like, "Yeah, I'm trying to spare her," basically. I'm paraphrasing that he said on the radio show. He was like, "Yeah, when the judge says I get to have the baby for the whole summer, then she's gonna be mad." And I'm like, it's not a na kind of deal. This is a whole kid. And you have to have a schedule for that little baby. Like you can't just come over when you want to. That's hours away, that you said it's hours away and no one brings them to you. But it sounds like you're dropping by to see the kid and then get mad that, "Oh, I can't see him when I want to, and I don't want to go to court, and I don't want to," like, handle it offline. If you guys want to be adults, handle it offline because the baby will see it. And it's just baby that they have to have structure. Kids that young and kids, I have a teenager, they have to have some form of structure. You can't have it the way you want, baby. It's not Burger King. So it's just a little frustrating. And maybe they need to go to court and figure it out, go to mediation, and maybe, you know, pick them up on a Wednesday, bring them back on a Wednesday. I'm not sure, but let him tell it he's hours or an hour away. So good luck to that baby, but he needs to learn that it's not about him. It's about the baby. And then you having germs and people over. And then he dry snitched again and said, "Yeah, when he's with me, I put him on camera because you guys want to see him. And I get a lot more views." And I'm like, are you talking about views while your kid is with you? So it's so confusing, but it's just like he's dry snitching a lot on this young lady. And I just hope they work it out. And I hope everything works out for the baby. But he needs to learn, you gotta grow up. You have a kid. You can't act like a kid online and then want to raise the kid and then expose the kid because, oh, he's around and you'll see him on my streaming app or whatever. I don't even know if he does music. So that's all I got, Diva. Thank you.
I appreciate you. You're welcome. Let me say this to everybody. If you want to roll around and lay down with whomever, you can't pick up trash and then ask the public for a refund. You know, somebody wrote in the chat, he's online telling how she was in bed. I mean, you picked up the trash. What do you want? What do you want? And now he's going to be in your life for the rest of your life, because even when the kid turned 18, is college graduation, is weddings, is kids, is this, that's forever. And you had to know when you was laying down with him that he was immature. People show us who they are, and they usually show us pretty quickly. They do. And so he showed you who he was. And if you are going to play games with a person like that, then you need to be taking a birth control pill. You need to make sure they're using a condom. And you need to do all type of prevention methods because you know that you laying down with who you laying down with. But to come out later and be like, woe is me, and to think that you can hold the child from him, you can't. And listen, I raised a kid. And when your kid is sick, just in general, you need help. But when your kid is sick and you sick at the same time the kid is sick, you really need help. Oh, daddy, you want to come here and play with him downstairs and I could get an extra 2 hours while you play with him? And we're talking about maturity level. She says she left the doctor, but she's asking the internet for help, for medical help. There's immaturity all around in this situation. You left the doctor gave you medication, but you coming online and explaining to the people why you're not going to be online because you and the baby sick. We got to stop the BS here. It's both sides here that is messy. You lay down with dogs, you come up with fleas. The both sides are messy. Savannah, your thoughts?
I agree, Diva. Those were my sentiments exactly. We got to remember that these are still 20-year-olds navigating the co-parenting, which is hard enough alone without being in the front of cameras and in public and social media realms. But I do agree, this young man, everything I know about them, I don't follow them besides knowing that she was a Disney darling and she was on a rise because she was in several movies in over the last couple years, and it seems that this her personal life continuously outshines her professional life, and it's sad to see, but this young man, he doesn't have anyone that can guide him or mentor him because I see him continuously making mistakes. And these two are going to have to learn how to coexist and actually speak with each other instead of talking to each other on how to raise this child, because it's for life. She is now connected to this person for life. So it's unfortunate. I don't think it's going to be the end. Last thing I saw about these two was also another social media rant. I just want to be kept out of the group chat. I don't need to know what's going on with them, not with them, or with the baby. They just need some good mentoring and actually some counseling and to learn how to co-parent, because this is a toxic situation for both of them. That's all I got to do.
Thank you. It's toxic for both of them. And let me add this to it. There's adults that are older than them that can't figure out co-parenting. And somebody reminded us that they both in their 20s and they're both being messy. And I don't think one is better than the other. I think they're playing games on both sides. And what we have to understand is too, the generation that's in their 20s, they solve everything on social media. I mean, how old is Cardi B? She take to social media every single time she got a problem. And I'm sure she's older than these two. Social media is what they do. Social media is their thing. Social media is that's their bread and their butter. And he does know, he's not stupid. If he brings this to social media and it looks sideways, and he told her indirectly, but directly, because she don't want to listen to him, I'm marking the days that you're not letting me see my son. And he said, I bet you after this post, she'll call me up pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, and she going to let me see my son. We got to stop the games. Kids get sick all the time, and both parents need to learn how to deal with a child that is sick. And you see, somebody told him something. He said he was going to turn on the shower, and that's very old school. Let the steam come, sitting there with the kid in the shower with the steam, and hopefully the nostrils will open up and all of that mucus will drain out. So he ain't all stupid. You got to hear what's being said. So he's letting whoever it needs to know that I know how to perhaps help my sick child. This thing is a wicked, nasty, stinking, hot, filthy mess on both sides.
With all the women he done had around that baby, that's probably why he got RSVP.
Diva, I wonder.
You don't wait, hold on 1 second. Wait, I'll come to you. We don't
Okay.
know who's all in her house. And he mentioned the nanny and the nanny that allegedly knows the baby more than him. It's a filthy mess on both sides. Wayne, your thoughts? What would you want to add?
I wonder if Disney had to talk with her, like as to say, you know, well, maybe you need to, you know, this is going to mess up your career, you know, one of those kind of talks. Because you remember Countess Vaughn, right?
Mm-hmm.
She started out on 227 and she got pregnant. They told her she needed to have an abortion. And she had an abortion. And that scarred her for life. She was on a talk show and other women didn't know. And she was explaining, she said, y'all don't know this. And she told them what happened. She got pregnant early on 227. And it was like, if she went through with the baby, it would ruin her career. So pretty much saying you ain't going to be on television. You know, so.
But you know what, Wayne, that's a whole nother topic that we got to go through another day too. I'm going to be honest with you. You can't be selling your soul to the devil and then you want to come to ask us for a refund. At that time when she was on 227, between her family, her agent, whoever else, they saw fit for her to go after her career versus having a baby she said that she didn't have that scarred her. You can't do it. We all, whether we are in entertainment or not, we all hit crossroads and we have to make a decision. And the decisions you make will either impact you in a good way or a bad way, but you can't look back and say, oh, this one forced me, this and that, or I wouldn't go here, I wouldn't do this. There's decisions that are being made all the way around for everybody in every career, no matter what they do. So you can say you hold on 1 second. You can say they made you did it, but you wanted it too, because that's the career you wanted. It goes back to the Diddy thing, and I ain't trying to get off the rails here right now, but you know, all of them said I was forced, I was this, I was that, because I was promised some music. Well, you wanted that promise, and you sold your soul to the devil, and now you looking at us, wanting us to feel sorry and give you a refund. She laid down who she laid down with. He didn't show who he was once she got pregnant. She saw who he was. And she continued on and she gave up her body. And now here she is. You can't hold that baby from him. Even if he's in there streaming with 900 girls, even if he's putting a baby on streaming, then you have to go to court and say, tell him, don't put my baby on camera. But then you're going to have to, in turn, not do the same thing. It's a mess. It's a hot, stinking, nasty, filthy mess. And just because you no longer like the father, that doesn't mean you have the right to kick the father out of the child's life. Life don't go like that. He got rights. You got rights. It is what it is. Y'all got to figure it out. Listen, guys. Thank y'all for being here. It was some crazy Sunday topics, but sometimes we got to get in the mud and we got to talk about it. And even if I just help one person in the future, I consider for myself, job well done. And all I can say is to the ladies out there, preserve yourself. Hold on, hold tight. Because when you get into bed with somebody, you don't know if you're going to create life. So your 15 minutes of feeling good. Hey, I'll give you 30 minutes. Hey, I'll rock it and bump it up too. You got an hour of feeling good while you was laying in that bed with so-and-so. Is that hour, that 30 minutes, that 45 minutes, however long y'all was in the bed doing whatever y'all was doing. Is it worth all this drama now? He outing you. He telling people how you are in the bed. It's a mess. But you sign up for it. When you go past the yield sign and the stop sign, when your instincts is telling you that something ain't right with this person, We all get the signs. And Mia says she hasn't said anything. He's the one who no longer likes her. He's jealous of her. I have 2 sons. I disagree with you. Mia, you could disagree with me all day long, and I'm not mad at you. I'm not here for people to agree with Diva. Y'all know I sit on the train solo, and I got a son. And I'm telling you right now, a man has the right to be in his child's life. If you selected a dog to have a baby with, that's on you. Take the hit. She don't have to say anything. There's plenty of women out there where the man dogged them out and you got to deal with it. But he still got a right to that child. And let me tell you this, point blank in a period. You can go in the courtroom and say he did this, he been talking about me, and the judge still going to say he can see his kid Wednesday through Sunday. He told everybody I was pregnant. He telling people how I am in the bed. The judge gonna say, okay, you gotta stop that. Both of y'all stop with the social media. Both of y'all this, that, and the other. And the schedule is you get every other summer. This one get this. He gets to see his kid. And if y'all want child support, then I'll do that thing too. But at the end of the day, I guarantee y'all, and y'all could come back and holler at me, the judge is going to say that this man has a right to see his kids. We have seen on here stories that are non-celebrities, and there's been some parents where I'm like, that parent shouldn't even get to see the kid, and the judge giving them visitation rights. So if you think that this DDG, just because he online showing the kid and telling her business, that the judge is not going to let him see his kid, we got to stop and we got to wake up. But I told y'all earlier, buckle your seatbelts when it came to this story. A lot of us be getting our feelings about what we think should be right and wrong. Oh, he wrong for this, he wrong. Yeah, he could be wrong all day long for what he's saying about her. But at the end of the day, he gonna get to see the kid. And the posting goes both ways. He can't post, you can't post. Boom, that's it. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.